How's it going, YouTube? Links Forte here, bringing you my Week 1 team builder for the MPL, the Major Pokemon League. And this was an interesting build for me. I wasn't quite sure what to do going into it, so I just kind of like making sure I had the Pokemon down that I wanted first. And overall, I was kind of like, okay, let me just strip everything and then start over. And then I got to playing around with some stuff, and I found some really interesting sets, if I do say so myself, but that's what counter team format does. Let me go over my opponent Baiser, his team real quick. He is Tapu Koko, Scizor, Gliscor, Goodra, Suicune, Alakazam, Staraptor, Breloom, Salazzle, Spiritomb, and Alolan Raichu. The two things that I noticed real quick was that he has a pretty big ground weakness in Alolan Raichu, Salazzle, and Tapu Koko. Granted, he has Gliscor and Staraptor to mitigate that, but I kind of, like with this team and what I have, I kind of doubt that both of those will come. Granted, I kind of doubt that Tapu Koko, Gliscor, and Alolan Raichu will come, but I do think that, you know, that's, I'm sorry, and Salazzle, I do think that, like, you know, those are some things I had to think about. I also noticed that he has a really annoying core with Gliscor, Goodra, and Suicune. Being that, you know, Suicune, obviously, I hope this isn't flickering when I go in and edit this either, because like my screen is flickering right now, like on the recording side of it. But anyway, with Suicune being weak to electric, he has Gliscor to stop that. It's weak to grass, he has Goodra to stop that. Gliscor and Goodra are both weak to ice. Suicune's there to stop that. It was just kind of annoying. You know, the water weakness on Gliscor as well. Though that defensive core is kind of annoying for me. Granted, I don't have like a Pokemon that would just sweep through them, you know, on that side of it alone. But I kind of managed to make a team that I thought would kind of help me out with any shenanigans that he may come up with. So let me just go over this. First Pokemon I decided to bring was Magearna with Volt Switch, Pain Split, Hidden Power Ground, if I'm not mistaken. It should be Hidden Power Ground. I need to go in and double check that. Also, thank you, Knightor, for building, or, you know, genning this team for me. Like, I've been gone all week, and, you know, I asked someone else to do it, and, you know, they were having some issues, so they couldn't get it done. So I'm scrambling. As soon as I got home, I'm scrambling trying to find someone, and Knightor was able to help me out. So thank you so much, Knightor, for helping me out here. But yeah, Volt Switch, Pain Split, Hidden Power Ground is what it should be. I'll go and double check that before I start the battle. And Ice Beam. Ice Beam, obviously for Gliscor. This set is max HP, max defense, I believe, and then the rest is in special defense. With this set, I can live pretty much any hit from Gliscor, and I can OHKO any Gliscor set. No Gliscor carries like a Yachi Berry or anything, unless he wants to carry Defog, because Defog, Defog and Poison Heal isn't a thing, so he could carry Yachi Berry, and if he is carrying Yachi Berry, I would have to assume that he's gonna have Defog on that Gliscor, just because his team doesn't really have a way to remove hazards outside of Gliscor and Scizor. So, and then his team isn't terribly hazard weak, but if you start to stack hazards, it could be a problem for him. But that's neither here nor there. The Hidden Power Ground is for Salazzle. This set, if I remember correctly, this set should allow me to take like a Flamethrower, but I can't take a Fire Blast. Let me go down and check. So what I put in my notes here is I can take one EQ from a fully offensive Gliscor and OHKO with Ice Beam. I can take 2 EQs from a Spadef Gliscor, and it allows me to Pain Split and kill with Ice Beam. So a Life Orb Fire Blast from Salazzle is a guaranteed OHKO. A Flamethrower has an 18.8% chance to OHKO. I'm willing to risk that. If he has Flamethrower, I'm willing to risk that. But at the same time, I have to be at full health when I make that play. And HP Ground OHKOs Salazzle because you're not running that thing other than offensively, because it has no bulk and it's, you know, quad weak to ground anyway. So that's my That's my Magearna set. And it's named Gage. If you ever play Borderlands, that's my name for Gage. Or that's my name for Magearna. It's Gage, the DLC character from Borderlands 2. Next up is I'm bringing... Oh no, the names are wrong. The names are wrong. I think Knightor got my names wrong. Or maybe I messed that up. I don't know. I have to go in and check. But this name was supposed to be Kid Lynx. It's not a big deal. Maybe I can contact Knightor before the battle real quick, and maybe he can go in and rename it. I don't know. But it's Earthquake, Sucker Punch, U-Turn, Rapid Spin, Assault Vested. I think it's max HP, max attack. Basically, I can live 2 Focus Blasts from, or I'm sorry, Focus Blast, Life Orb, Focus Blast from Raichu is a 2-hit KO. I Oko Raichu with Earthquake, Sucker Punch, U-Turn. All 3 of those moves, Oko Raichu. Life Orb Thunderbolt from Tapu Koko is a 2-hit KO in the terrain. Earthquake has a 43% chance to Oko. So I'm not too worried about Tapu Koko and Raichu here, just because I have several Pokemon to check them. Sort of. As long as I play everything right, I can take them on. And this is the only Pokemon that's going to be shiny probably throughout all 11 of my members. This is probably going to be the only one that's going to be shiny, just because I wanted to switch it up a little bit. Like, there's no huge difference other than the log that it's, you know, sleeping on, and it's my mascot. It's my baby. Next up, I'm bringing Dr. Nurse Chansey, Stealth Rock, Seismic Toss, Soft Boil, and Heal Bell. Like I said earlier, he doesn't really have a surefire way to get rid of hazards outside of Scizor and Gliscor, and I really don't think Gliscor is going to carry Defog. So Scizor may, but at the same time, that would mean Scizor's kind of limited within its other move pools. Although, you know, Defog set is a common thing, but it would give me options if he's deciding to carry Defog. But other than that, there's, you know, no real other reason that I'm bringing, or that Chansey's coming in. Really, the Heal Bell is here just in case, you know, he were to manage, you know, to get some Toxic Spikes up, or if he wants to play Toxic Stall with Gliscor or something like that. I have Heal Bell to help my team out, you know, something like that. Next up is going to be Sub-Zero, my Weavile, Fake Out, Ice Shard, Knock Off, and Icy Wind. Obviously, Icy Wind is a very weird set, but it's a very good reason that I'll have it. It's because Alakazam can be Choice Scarf, and so can Staraptor. Maybe Salazzle, I don't know, but I'm really expecting that thing to be, if he brings it, I'm expecting that to be either Life Orb or Specs. I'm not expecting that to be Choice Scarf. But what this Icy Wind allows me to do is basically beat a Choice Scarfer that he decides to switch in. You know, I never see him bring or predicting. Well, let me slow down and say what I'm trying to say. I do not expect him to ever switch in, you know, on an attack. I never expect him to switch in Alakazam or Staraptor. But if something dies and he were to switch it in, it's one of 2 reasons. 1, it's Focus Sash. 2, it's Choice Scarf. And if I get my rocks up with Chansey, it's obviously going to be a Choice Scarf user. So I will know, but at the same time, you know, it would give me some wiggle room if he were to decide, if he decided to, you know, switch that in. And since this set cannot do really much, since this set can't do much to Tapu Koko, he could potentially switch it in if he eventually realizes that I don't have Poison Jab. So that's what Icy Wind will help there to slow down Tapu Koko, although it's probably just going to Volt Switch out. And that's kind of why I wanted that. And also the Fake Out would allow me to break any potential sashes. You know, if Alakazam were to come in at any point in time, or, you know, if Alakazam is in, I can bring in Weavile just to fake it out and get rid of any sash. And I am going to play, though, as though, you know, his Alakazam is Choice Scarf, because that's what makes sense to me. Next up, I'm bringing Ryujin Salamence. The reason... Okay, so originally this Pokemon was going to be Miss Magius, but after doing some testing, I noticed that, you know what, this is going to be better. Salamence would be better. I was talking it over with a person that I tested with. Salamence was just better overall. Aerial Ace, Earthquake, Roost, Dragon Dance, Intimidate. It just seemed so much better to do that. I can't remember the reason why we said that, but it was better than Miss Magius. Miss Magius did give me like it gave me a fast Pokemon, and it had a fire attack to hit Scizor with, and, you know, potentially burn that Akaberry that he's most likely going to carry for my next Pokemon, which is Magmortar. Normally I'm Z, Belly Drum, Flame Charge, Thunder Punch, Return. This set right here, if I can set it up, the issue with this set and with my team in general is that Breloom can run through my team, but Breloom cannot OHKO Magmortar unless, you know, he were to get rocks up, and I don't think his team... Oh, Gliscor can get rocks, yeah. But originally I was like, oh man, this set will be so great. During my during my testing, I was like, it's not as great as I thought, but it can do what I still wanted to do. I just have to play it right. One Flame Charge and I outspeed anything that's not Choice Scarf on his team. Belly Drum, Z Belly Drum, what it does is it heals me up to full and then takes my HP, so I can be at 1 HP, hit Z Belly Drum, and I'm going back to full and then taking half. The issue is, you know, depending on the Pokemon, I may not be able to take a hit. Like, I really have to predict something, you know, major, and that's kind of where my team preps kind of screwed me over. But I figure this will be a fun set to still run. The reason Return is on here is because I didn't have anything to hit Goodra. So, yeah, a +6 Return on Goodra OHKOs it. Because Flame Charge and Thunder Punch, Goodra resists. Even at +6, Goodra still takes that hit, and it was necessary. I was like, okay, what can I run? So I threw Return on there because it OHKOs Goodra. And that's what I'm running. Like I said, Breloom runs through this team, sort of. I have ways to beat Breloom, obviously. Like, this whole team beats Breloom, but because Breloom has Technician boosted, Life Orb boosted Mach Punches, Breloom can put dents in my team, and that's kind of why Salamence came. Even though Missy Aggies did sort of the same thing, I can beat Breloom no problem. Even if he were to use a Rock Tomb, I beat Breloom because I can take a Rock Tomb. But anyway, you guys, that's the team builder. The battle should be going up tomorrow. I don't know what time. If I don't have to schedule anything, you know, with everybody else, it'll probably go up my normal time of all my videos, 1 p.m. Eastern. So anyway, that's it, you guys. See you guys tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.